Alrighty then. Such a subtle message. Okay, I'd like to call to order the City of Sumner City Council meeting. The date is the 7th of September and the time is 6 p.m. Again, as a reminder, on June 30th, Governor Inslee issued his Washington Ready guidelines, effectively reopening the state of Washington and removing most of the COVID-19 restrictions. The city's been working hard to upgrade both the layout and technology in the council chambers so that future meetings can accommodate both in-person and remote attendance. And the upgrades are expected to be completed this fall. Until that time, we'll continue to conduct our meetings virtually using the Zoom platform, and that access information can be found on the city's website and on the city council meeting agenda. With that, I would ask that you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And with that, we are blessed tonight to have the Reverend Pam Osborne with us for the invocation.
Yes.
Go ahead, Pam.
Okay. Part of what the East Pierce Chaplaincy Group wanted to do was to bring some diversity to our invocation. And so tonight, I want to share a very simple blessing, but I want to give it some context. Today is Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah started last night. It is one of the holiest days in the Jewish calendar. It is actually means Happy New Year. So the Jewish calendar begins with Rosh Hashanah, and it is celebrated with lots of special prayers and food and candle lighting and the blowing of the shofar. It's a wonderful, rich religious holiday, and it is followed by the next highly holy day in 10 days from now is Yom Kippur, where one confesses to God all the negative things that you've done to start a new year afresh. And one of the great traditions is to take apples and dip it in honey at the beginning of the first meal so that you follow this blessing. So here is the blessing from the Jewish tradition. May it be your will, gracious God, to renew us for a good and sweet year. So sometime tonight, go home and have some apples and dip them in honey and know that you are starting into a good and sweet year. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pam. And I think I will do just that because I think we need that right about now. So anyway, thank you. And thank you for your inclusive approach. Okay.
Do we cut the apple? Do we cut the apple?
Yes, I would.
I would too, but each to his own, Deputy Mayor.
That's right.
If you have a large enough container of honey, you go for it.
Thank you. I didn't want to ruin it.
Okay, with that, let's move on to roll call. Michelle, would you please call the roll?
Potato.
Here.
Brown.
Absent.
Hayden.
Here.
Hamilton.
Here.
Hochstetter.
Here.
Newman.
Here.
Reed.
Here. Councilman Brown gave us notice that he would not be joining us tonight, so I would entertain a motion to approve his absence from tonight's meeting. Councilmember Hochstetter.
Yes, I'll make the motion that we excuse Kurt Brown's absence from tonight's meeting scheduled by, seconded. I'm going to get a second. Okay.
Yeah, you can't do both. Okay,
All right.
We have a motion. Could I get a second to Councilmember Hochstetter's motion?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Newman. Okay, all those in favor of the motion to excuse Councilmember Brown from tonight's meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Not hearing any. Councilmember Brown is excused. We'll now move on to the consent agenda. I would first ask that Michelle please read the consent agenda.
Approval of the checks and
You-
electronic payments in the
you
amount
blow
of
Bill's
one. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. We just had another mic on. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Approval of the checks and electronic payments in the amount of $1,004,475.38. Item 2, approval of the minutes from the August 16th, 2021 regular council meeting and August 23rd, 2021 study session. Item 3, pandemic policy update.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Are there any items on the consent agenda that any council member would like to be removed to be considered separately? Okay, seeing none, could I get a motion from the deputy mayor?
I move we adopt the consent agenda as read.
Okay, could I get a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Seconded by Council Member Reed. All those in favor of adopting the consent agenda, excuse me, please. Council Member Newman. Oh, okay. You're waving at somebody else. Okay. All those in favor of adopting the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
That was me.
Aye.
Shirley enthusiastically saying aye.
Oh, okay,
I
good,
was just
good.
early.
I was trying to interpret the hand motion. Okay, there we go. When we pass the consent agenda to public hearings, we have no public hearings tonight, which we move on to regular business. And the first item under regular business, unfinished business, is resolution number 1590, which has to do with surplusing of some Main Street East properties. And I would call on a motion by Deputy Mayor.
Okay. I move to approve resolution number 1590, surplusing the Main Street properties and authorizing the mayor to proceed with the intergovernmental transfer of the properties to the Pierce County Library.
Okay, thank you very much. Could I get a motion? Could I get a second to that motion?
Yes, I'll second that.
And seconded by Councilmember Hochstetter. I would call on City Attorney Andrea Marquez. Andrea.
Thank you, Mayor. In 2018, the city purchased 3 parcels of property along Main Street with the future intention and goal of ultimately helping the Sumner Library branch to relocate to a more central and easily accessible location. The library is now ready to move forward. They are in the design phase of their new building. And so this intergovernmental transfer surplus of this property is appropriate at this time. On August 16th, the City Council held a public hearing on this surplus. One resident did speak related to concerns over the maintenance during the the transfer of the property to the library and the ultimate construction. And the library has assured that maintenance will be a high priority for it. Resolution 1590 would surplus this property by intergovernmental transfer to the Pierce County Library system and will allow the sale of the properties to proceed. And I'd be happy to answer questions.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Any council members have any questions for Andrea or any comments? Any questions or comments? Okay, I don't see any. As a reminder to the council, there was a public hearing on the surplusing of the property, so we will not be allowing any public comment at this point. And given that there's no more comments by the city council, I would ask Michelle to please call the roll.
Newman,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Potato,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Hayden,
Yes.
Hochstetter.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It's unanimously surplused. Now we move on to public comment and pull up attendees. I see one member of the public that is there. I think that person will be commenting on a future agenda item. But if that person would wish to address the council on any item that is not on the agenda, I would ask that person to use the raise the hand feature in the Zoom call. Okay, not seeing any hand raised. I would ask Michelle, did you receive any comments that need to be read into the record? Sorry.
No, Mayor Perry did not.
Okay, that being the case, we will end public comment and we will move on to new business. First item under new business is ordinance number 2787, which has to do with amending park rules. And I would ask Councilmember Botetto for a motion.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 2787, amending Sumner Municipal Code 12.60 park rules.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Botetto. Could I get a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by the Deputy Mayor. I would call on Community Services Manager Derek Berry. Derek.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Derek Berry, Community Services Manager. The ordinance before you tonight is an update to the SMC 1260-040, like the Mayor said. The update includes refining language and to reflect modifications in policies, practices, and state law. The update also aligns with several of the 2018 Parks and Trail Plan updates, themes, and guiding principles of fun and friendly, beautiful and clean, safe and comfortable, supportive, active, healthy lifestyles by prohibiting the use of tobacco products, including but not limited to cigarettes, vapor electric cigarettes, cigars, pipes, or any other smoking device or chewing tobacco in any public park along the city's trail system and property adjacent thereto or within 25 feet of any facility. It also takes away the possession stipulation that was in the original language, as that's no longer state law. Am I correct, Andrea? Yeah. This was presented to both the CD committee on July 28th, as well as the Public Safety Committee on August 18th, both given due pass. If there are any questions, I'd love to answer them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Berry. Any questions or comments by council members for ordinance number 2787? Any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none. Member of the public that would like to address the council on this issue, please use the raise your hand feature on the Zoom platform. Okay, seeing none, I would ask that Michelle please call the roll.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hayden,
Yes.
Hochstetter,
Yes.
Potato,
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
Okay, the park rules have been amended. Moving on to item number B, which is the purchase and sale agreement for the Main Street East property. I would call on Deputy Mayor Hayden for a motion.
All right. I move to approve the purchase and sale agreement for the sale via intergovernmental transfer of parcels numbers 05201970150, 052019360, and 052019714 to the Pierce County Library District for a total amount of $525,914.00 and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate the transaction.
Okay, could I get a second to that very long motion?
Yes,
I'll
I'll
second
second that.
Okay.
Okay, I think Councilmember Hochstetter was just by a nose there ahead of you, seconded by Councilmember Hochstetter. Okay, again, I'll call on City Attorney Andrea Marquez.
Thank you, Mayor. Before you tonight is a purchase and sale agreement between the City of Sumner and the Pierce County Library System to convey the 3 parcels along East Main to the library for the new library location. I have displayed on the screen here a breakdown of how the ultimate purchase price was determined. The city the city in 2018 purchased the properties for $1,075,000. Since that time, we obtained a phase 1 environmental study that revealed that there was contamination on the site that can be pretty easily remediated. And the city has been, over the past couple of years, remediating that to the tune of $275,000. So the city's total investment to date in the properties is about $1.35 million. The one half of the library's current site on Friar Avenue is valued at $625,000. So in exchange for the library conveying back to the city their one half of the Friar Avenue building, the purchase price for the East Main parcels has been discounted by that amount, by $625,000. The remaining cleanup costs are expected to be $200,000, and that actually has some contingencies built into it. So the city has offset the purchase price further by the additional cleanup costs, resulting in a final purchase price of $525,914. As a reminder, intergovernmental transfers of property to other municipal corporations are allowed to be on what's called mutual terms. And so the city believes that this is a fair value for these parcels. It takes into consideration all of the moving pieces related to the current library site, the future library site, and the environmental cleanup. And the purchase and sale agreement before you tonight is for this price. I'd be happy to answer questions.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Any questions or comments the council has for our city attorney? Any questions or comments? Okay, I don't see any. What I'd like to do is that I would like to, go ahead, Councilmember Botetto.
That's what, on the cleanup costs, is there any way that the city monitors that? Is that part of the permitting that they have to clean it up? Or?
It's actually a Department of Ecology requirement. The property is currently on the voluntary cleanup program list, and so Ecology is monitoring it. As part of the sale of these parcels, the city will no longer be obligated to finish the cleanup, and the library is taking on that obligation to get to what's called a no further action letter through Ecology. So the $200,000 is expected to cover the remainder of the cleanup costs for the library.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good clarification, Councilmember Botetto. Any other questions or comments by council members? Seeing none, I would like to call on the head of the Pierce County Library System and Georgia Lomax, and have her speak to the purchase and sale agreement. Welcome, Georgia.
Great. Thank you, Mayor Pugh. Thank you, council members. I'm really excited for these 3 agenda items today. I just wanted to say thank you to the council and to the city staff for being such great partners with Pierce County Library. We couldn't have gotten to this point without the kind of collaboration we've done together over the past 3, almost 4 years as we worked towards this. This is the launch. I mean, once the library has a location to call its future home, it puts our project into full speed ahead, and it's so needed for our community to build the kind of library that it deserves. Located on Main Street, right in the heart of everything, where we're convenient and accessible to everyone. And this library really will be an anchor for library services for all of East Pierce County. It's something that we've dreamed about being able to do, and we appreciate so much your help in getting this started. I know having a piece of property to call our own will really help us as we continue the fundraising that we've been doing and having great success with to help support this effort. I don't know if you know, but our goal in this is that we do not go to the voters and ask them to approve additional taxes for this. So we have a great funding plan to make this happen, well underway and doing well. And if the votes today go the way I hope they go, tomorrow night the library's Board of Trustees will be taking the same actions. And then I believe that Bill and I will be doing some signing on some documents. And moving this forward. So thank you. I'm also a resident of Sumner, so I'm personally very excited about this project and being part of it. And as a resident, I would ask my council members to please consider voting yes for the next three motions that you will have in front of us. And thank you again. We'll be working together closely over the coming year to make this happen. So thank you for letting me be here and say thank you.
Thanks, Georgia. Very well done. Sliding in the resident thing to your, to the council members was well done. Well done. That was good. Okay.
I know how this works.
Yeah. See, there's another member of the public there, but I believe that gentleman, Mr. Haynes, also works for the library assistant. So if he wants to preempt his boss, he can raise his hand. But I don't see him doing so. Okay. And I don't see any other members of the public there.
He had his hand up.
No, he's not on none of my screen. He doesn't. No.
Oh, for a second it was up.
Oh. Well, he just raised it again. Somebody would let Ben into the meeting so he could address the council. I'd appreciate it.
I don't think my camera is on.
But we can hear you, Ben.
I apologize. Well, since you're talking about me, I thought I would. I'm not intending to preempt Georgia, but I just wanted to second what she said. I know all of the staff of the Sumner Library are very excited about this move and about moving forward with it, and we're looking forward to all of the opportunities we're going to have to bring a new era of library service to Sumner and to be that anchor for the East Side. I really appreciate the partnership and the support of the city. And I know I speak for all the library staff when I say thank you very much for your continued support.
Thank you very much, Ben. Nice comments. I know that you're really going to miss the existing building that you're in. Okay, I think that takes care of our public comment. And if there are no more city council comments or questions, I would ask that Michelle please call the roll.
Hayden,
Yes, yes, yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hochstetter,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Potato,
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Okay, the purchase and sale agreement for the Main Street property is done. In Georgia, we'll look forward to tomorrow night and action by the trustees. That would be great. Okay, now we move on to the next one, which is the purchase and sale agreement for the Friar Avenue Library building. And I would call on Deputy Mayor Hayden for a motion.
All right. So I move to approve the purchase and sale agreement between the City of Sumner and the Pierce County Library for the acquisition of the library's half interest in the Friar Avenue building valued at $625,000 and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate the transaction.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by the Deputy Mayor and seconded by Councilmember Newman. Again, I would call on City Attorney Andrea Marquez.
Thank you, Mayor. As a reminder to council, the current Friar Avenue Library location is owned 1/2 by the city and 1/2 by the library. As consideration for the Main Street parcels that will be conveyed to the library system, the library has agreed to convey its 1/2 interest back to the city. So the city will own, once again, the entirety of the building and the underlying land. That 1/2 is valued at $625,000. So this purchase and sale agreement is for purposes of conveying that 1/2 interest back to the city.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Any questions or comments by council members for our city attorney? Any questions or comments? Okay. Any member of the public or the library system who would like to address the council on this issue? Okay. Seeing none, I don't see any other members of the public to comment. I would ask that Michelle please call the roll.
Reed,
Yes.
Potato,
Yes.
Hochstetter,
yes,
Hamilton,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Hayden.
yes,
Okay. Purchase sale agreement for the Friar Avenue Library building is now complete, at least on our end. We'll go to the last item under new business, which is the restated lease agreement between the city and the Pierce County Library. And again, I would call on the deputy mayor for a motion.
okay. I move to approve the purchase and sale agreement between the city of Sumner and the Pierce County Library for the acquisition of the library's half interest in the Friar Avenue building, valued at $625,000, authorizing the mayor.
Deputy Mayor Hayden.
Yes,
I'm really sorry to interrupt you. We're on the next item for the lease agreement.
oh boy. That's what I have.
The Cliff Notes version of the motion that we need on the table is to approve an amended lease agreement between the city and the library.
Okay, thank you. I move to approve an amended lease agreement between the city of Sumner and the Pierce County Library Agreement System.
Second.
Okay, I think it's been moved by the deputy mayor and certainly seconded by Councilmember Newman to approve the restated lease agreement between the city and the Pierce County Library System regarding the Friar Avenue building.
I hope
Okay,
so.
and again, now I'd call on City Attorney Andrea Marquez. Andrea.
Thank you. Me again, but this is the last time you have to hear from me this evening.
No,
It's
that's not quite right.
Well, maybe so. We'll see.
Okay.
With the conveyance of the library's 1/2 interest back to the city, it still needs a home for the next couple of years while it constructs the new library location. And currently, the library is operating under a lease agreement dated back from 1992. And now that the city will own the entirety of the building and the library will be the tenant, many of the provisions of that 1992 lease are irrelevant and outdated. So what we have before council tonight is a restated and amended lease agreement. It is for a maximum term of 3 years, which is intended to get the library through construction and moved into their new location. The library back in 1992, when it entered into the original lease agreement, paid an upfront payment for 50 years of leasing that building. So this lease will not require any additional rental consideration beyond $1 per year. And as part of the lease, the library will be obligated to maintain the building, all non-structural repairs, and be in charge of carrying insurance and making sure that the library is kept up. And sorry that my lights flicker on and off this time of evening, but if you have any questions on this lease agreement, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Questions or comments, Andrea, on the restated lease agreement? Any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, any members of the public or the library system would like to address the council on this issue? Okay, seeing none, and ask Michelle to please call the roll.
Hochstetter,
yes,
Newman,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Potato,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Hayden.
Yeah, I think so, yes. I think.
Okay, it's the restated lease agreement has been approved. Okay, Georgia, it's all in your hands. So looking forward to library system action on the thing, and
Thank you. I can't tell you how exciting this is.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good progress forward, and
I'll be
look
reporting
forward-
tomorrow. I'm sure we'll have good news.
yeah, I'm sure you will too. So thank you very much for a wonderful partnership. It has truly been a joy. Okay, we now move on to reports and reports by the city council. Councilmember Reed.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Nothing this evening.
Wow, Councilmember Newman,
Nothing this week.
Councilmember Hochstetter.
Hi there. I just wanted everybody in town to take notice of the 3 new murals that have gone up. We have one on the I'll call it the Dixie Building down there, the home of the new Gateway Church, and it's alongside of the building facing our new spruced up food bank. And that one really is delightful. We have another one on the side of Sugar Babies that can be seen for train riders or for people coming over the bridge. And then we have another one that's in Loyalty Park. That was a cooperation between the Rotary Club and the Cultural Arts Commission that just make families happy. So just hope everybody can take a walk. Additions to town, and I just want to thank the artists that put all their effort into it to make them so nice. So thank you.
Yep, very well stated, Councilmember Hochstetter. I think they're cool. I especially like the one in the Scout Hall. I mean, you know, that's maybe it's the Sasquatch. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. Okay, Deputy Mayor Hayden.
So just a minute, Bill, did that go through? Because it blanked out on my side.
I think you came through. Yeah, you sort of, your picture was still, but your message got through.
Okay. So
I think-
is that
let's
my
see.
internet connection or everybody else's? is all
I
good?
believe
Yeah.
it. I believe it's at your end, Councilmember Hochstetter, because everybody else is still moving
Okay.
around and stuff, and sometimes you ain't. So I think it's
Okay.
yours. Yep.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
No, that's right. I think it's tonight because the deputy mayor for a while it was coming through with voice modulation that was a little strange too. So maybe it's in the system. Let's see, Deputy Mayor, did I ask you and right?
I was just about ready to go there. I just.
Wow,
am
why don't you
excited.
just go then?
I'm just excited for the library. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. It's working right now, so I'm excited. So there we go. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Hamilton.
Oh, just real quick. It's nice to see a new business pop up down by the apartments by Fred Meyer. I went and sampled some of their beverages last weekend, and it was they were good, and it's a nice area to sit too.
Yeah, thank you very much, Councilmember Hamilton. They also, I think they have food trucks on what is it, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like. There's a schedule. You know, just Google them; it'll come up. And so you can get some food or take food from other establishments and go there too. Councilmember Brown isn't here, so last but certainly not least, Councilmember Botetto.
Yeah, well, of course, I'm very excited about the agreement about the library because I've been on the fundraising committee and it's pretty exciting, the plans that the library has. And then just remind people that the county does have some rental assistance, and I believe that's good until the end of September. So I, just think people need to remember to check into that. And there's information on the back of the city newsletter that came out recently. And just good to see that school's back in session. Life will get back to normal, I hope, this year. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilmember Botetto. We move on to reports by the city administrator, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Just to springboard off of Councilmember Botetto, the rental program that the county is offering is also good for utility assistance, and that you don't have to be a renter for that utility assistance. You just have to be a utility customer. So if you're behind on your utilities, we encourage you to contact us, and you can also seek some assistance from the county to help bring your bill down. Upcoming policy issues, next week's study session, we're going to be talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion training. As you may recall, that's one of the items that was in the biennial budget, was to give all of our staff some updated training as well as council. We went out for an RFQ, so we have those results. And we're coming back to you for final approval because it is a little bit over budget and we need to run it through council. At our next regular council meeting on September 20th, you have three significant items and a handful of smaller items, but you have a resolution authorizing the Houston Road annexation petition to proceed, an ordinance amending SMC Chapter 1020 related to speed limit code revisions. This is in the area of 147th and 74th. And then also an ordinance adding Juneteenth as an official city holiday. In the commission front, the Planning Commission has two public hearings on September 16th. The first is for a zoning code update for emergency and transitional housing. And the second is a zoning code update for interchange commercial to allow for auto repair and boat sales. Both those are public hearings and they will be coming to council for further action in the weeks following. Other than that, there's nothing else for my report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Jason? Okay, don't see any. I just want to express my appreciation to the council and staff, for the actions tonight. It's been a journey, but a very the future is bright, for the library. It's one of those projects that comes along and all of a sudden comes together. It's real, it's viable, it's going to be exciting. And it's nice to have things like that, especially when you're in tough times. So anyway, thanks again to everybody involved. Okay, we're going to be moving into executive session. Okay, this is going to be a challenge, or could be a challenge. I'm saying it's going to be, because what it's going to require is you're going to leave this meeting. You have been sent an email by Andrea at 5:44 p.m. that has the link which will take you into executive session. So you will use that link and it'll take you into executive session. And we're going to be there for 15 minutes. If we need to extend, we can do that. At the end of the executive session, you will then leave that meeting. Then you'll go back to the link that was given you by Jeff Steffens at 4:55, and you'll rejoin this meeting so we can then adjourn. Okay? Get it? Okay, so leave, and we're going to go into, and well, first of all, we are going to be adjourning to executive session to discuss with legal counsel potential litigation per RCW 4230-110 subsection 1 subsection I and collective bargaining matters RCW 4230-140 subsection 4, not to exceed 15 minutes, and there will be no action to follow. So now, go.
The executive session is extended for 5 minutes.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's enough here. Bad timing is when it tries to update your Zoom platform in between meetings. Yeah, timing is wonderful. No, we don't want to do it now. Okay, there's enough here that we can adjourn. So I'm going to do this thing that I normally do. Being it that there's no more business before the Sumner City Council, this meeting is adjourned at 7 p.m. Nice work, everyone, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.